These Trump nominees just got caught refusing to say they'll follow court orders. I'm not kidding. When asked the most basic question any lawyer should answer, they choked. If you believe in the Constitution over corrupt politicians, smash that subscribe button and notification bell because Adam Schiff just exposed the most dangerous threat to our democracy yet.
To follow up on Senator Kennedy's line of question and ask a similar line of yes or no questions just to put a finer point and make sure that your answers are as definitive as they sounded. So let me start with you, Mr. Edlow. Yes or no, would you ever advise the administration that it could ignore or disregard an applicable district court order because you believe the Supreme Court will ultimately overturn it?
Senator, as I said before,
yes, just a yes or no question.
I don't believe I'll ever be
Senator,
in that position.
But you may not. But just like you answered Senator Kennedy, I want to make sure that you were not misleading anyone. So let me ask the question again. Would you ever advise the administration that it could disregard an applicable district court opinion or order because you believe the Supreme Court will ultimately overturn it? Yes or no?
I don't want to speculate, but I can't see a situation where I would advise to not follow a court order.
So your answer is no, you would never advise them to disregard a district court order, even if you thought the Supreme Court
again,
would
I don't
overturn
want to speak.
it.
I don't want to speak.
I just want you to be precise and answer yes or no.
I can't see a time where I would do that. No.
Okay. Mr. Geiser, yes or no?
Thank you very much, Senator Schiff. I would advise clients to follow court orders.
Even if you believe the Supreme Court would ultimately overturn the district court?
Well, Senator, as far as
yes or no?
the answer is the same. The president has said he will follow court orders.
The same answer, yes or no?
Senator, the president has said he will follow.
You were able to answer Senator Kennedy, but I want to make sure that you were not misleading Senator Kennedy. Yes or no, would you ever advise the administration it could ignore a district court order because you believed the Supreme Court would ultimately rule otherwise? Yes or no, would you ever advise them that?
Senator, applicable court orders should be followed.
That's not my question. Yes or no?
Senator, you asked me.
Yes or no, Mr. Geiser? It's a simple question.
Senator?
Mr. Geiser, you were able to answer Senator Kennedy. Are you raising a doubt now about your answers to Senator Kennedy because you can't answer this question?
Senator, I would advise clients to follow applicable court orders.
Is that a yes or no?
I would advise clients to follow applicable.
Is that a yes or no? Let me repeat the question so there's no ambiguity about it. Would you ever advise the administration, you're going to be, if you're confirmed, heading the Office of Legal Counsel that helps determine whether actions are lawless or lawful, would you ever advise the administration that it could ignore an applicable district court opinion or order because you believed the Supreme Court would ultimately overturn the order? Yes or no?
Senator, if I'm confirmed to lead the Office of Legal Counsel,
all right.
I would.
You're not answering the question. So I guess the answer is to Senator Kennedy, you just might advise the administration to ignore a district court order. How about you, counsel?
Thank you, Senator Schiff. In my role as director, I am not
asking yes or no.
Well, I would thank you. I wish to clarify. I'm not, if confirmed, a director. I'm not acting in a legal capacity at all. I'm part of the executive agency branch, and therefore would not be advising clients on any aspects of that.
Well, would it be appropriate in your view for anyone else among legal counsel to do so?
In general, court orders should be followed and respected. There are situations which I recall back from law school between branches.
I guess you're not able to answer the question either. Counsel, how about you?
Senator Schiff, thank you. I mean, I agree. I don't believe it's appropriate to address this hypothetical. At the Department of Justice.
Okay, so you want to revise your answer to Senator Kennedy then? That is, there may be circumstances where you advise the administration to disregard a district court of opinion because you believe the Supreme Court might rule otherwise. Is that your opinion?
As a lawyer, the answer is it depends.
Okay, thank you. Then we'll make sure Senator Kennedy is aware that you just might, it depends, advise the administration to ignore court orders.
Senator,
let me ask another question. Mr. Geiser, would you agree that it would be unlawful for the president to accept a gift from a foreign state without the consent of Congress? Would you agree that's unlawful?
Well, thank you for that question, Senator.
Yes or no?
Whether something is lawful or not, I would always want to look.
I'm just asking you a simple question. Is it unlawful for the president to accept a gift from a foreign state without the consent of Congress? Very simple question.
Senator, as a lawyer, I would always give my...
I'm not asking you for a preamble, just yes or no.
Well, Senator Schiff, it depends on the fact...
Well, Mr. Geiser, where is the depends on the facts of Article 1, Section 9, Clause 8, which says, no person holding any office shall, without consent of Congress, accept any present from any foreign state? That's the Constitution. Doesn't say, well, it depends, or it might, or maybe. It says, no person shall do so. Do you find that ambiguous?
Senator,
I thought you were supposed to be the strict constructionists. This is what the Constitution says. Is there an exception for $400 million planes from Gulf emirs?
Patriots, what you just witnessed should terrify every American who believes in checks and balances. Adam Schiff didn't ask these nominees complex constitutional theory, he asked them the simplest question imaginable: will you follow court orders? And they couldn't answer. Let me break this down because this is huge. These aren't random bureaucrats, these are Trump's picks for the Office of Legal Counsel, the lawyers who tell presidents what's legal and what's not. They're supposed to be the guardians of the Constitution, not the president's personal yes-men. Watch how Mr. Geiser squirms when Schiff asks if he'd ever advise ignoring a district court order. Applicable court orders should be followed. Applicable? What the hell does that mean? Either you follow court orders or you don't. There's no applicable about it. And here's the kicker, these same cowards had no problem answering Senator Kennedy earlier. But the second Schiff demanded specificity, they turned into stuttering messes. You know why? Because they know Trump expects them to ignore courts when it suits him. This isn't speculation, folks. Remember when Trump said he'd defy the Supreme Court on birthright citizenship? Remember when he ignored congressional subpoenas? This is the playbook: stack the government with lawyers who'll rubber stamp illegal actions. But Schiff wasn't done. He went for the jugular with the Emoluments Clause question. For those who don't know, the Constitution explicitly says presidents can't take gifts from foreign governments without Congress's approval. It's not complicated, it's literally written in plain English. So when Schiff asks if it's illegal for a president to accept foreign gifts, what does the nominee say? It depends on the facts. It depends? The Constitution doesn't say maybe or sometimes, it says no person shall. And Schiff's follow-up was brilliant: is there an exception for $400 million planes from Gulf emirs? Boom! He's calling out Trump's corruption directly. Remember when Trump took millions from Saudi Arabia through his hotels? When foreign governments booked entire floors at Trump properties? That's what this is about. Here's what really pisses me off as a patriot who actually loves this country: these nominees claim to be strict constructionists, people who follow the Constitution's exact words. But when the Constitution says something that limits Trump's power, suddenly they need to look at the facts and consider the circumstances. You know what that is? It's fascism with a law degree. It's saying we'll follow the law unless dear leader tells us not to. That's not how America works. We're a nation of laws, not men. Let me be crystal clear about what's at stake here. If the president's lawyers won't commit to following court orders, then every protection in the Constitution becomes meaningless. Freedom of speech? Only if the president allows it. Due process? Only if it's convenient. Equal protection? Forget about it. This is how democracies die, people. Not with tanks in the streets, but with lawyers in suits saying it depends when asked if they'll follow the law. Hungary didn't become authoritarian overnight, it happened when Viktor Orbán filled the government with loyalists who put party over country. And look at how prepared Schiff was. He knew these nominees would try to weasel out, so he kept pushing. Yes or no? Simple question. He wouldn't let them hide behind legal mumbo-jumbo because he knows what we all know: they're being nominated specifically because they'll help Trump break the law. The fact that only one nominee, Edlow, could eventually squeak out a no tells you everything. The others? They're keeping their options open for when Trump orders them to ignore a court ruling on immigration, or abortion, or voting rights. Patriots, this is our Paul Revere moment. The authoritarians are coming, and they're wearing suits and carrying law degrees. They're not going to announce they're destroying democracy, they're going to do it one it depends at a time. If this makes your blood boil like mine, share this video everywhere. Call your senators. Demand they vote no on any nominee who can't say they'll follow court orders. Because if we don't fight this now, we won't have courts worth following later. Remember, real patriots defend the Constitution, not wannabe dictators. Stay angry, stay engaged, and keep fighting for the America we believe in.